Hi guys, thank you for joining us today. It is the last video training you have for your onboarding program, and today we'll be talking about introduction to event and content. So we'll talk about what are Hive events, who are the teams, why social media, what is your part in them, and what are the types of content. Before we start, let me tell you a little bit about why event and content are so important to the Hive. At the Hive, we praise ourselves as having the widest network in the APAC region, and that is something we create through event and content, and through that, we have community engagement that empowers our members. For events, the events we do create a very strong external and internal engagement, and that is through giving back to our community, Hive Live interviews, and to build relationship with each other. We create a very strong attendees experience by the events we hold, and that is through celebrating creative work or achievement in our community. And the goal of these events is to inspire each other. During these events, before or after, we'll take pictures and videos for content marketing, and this is how event and content work together. And I'm sure you have seen that before. So what does that mean to you? Do you know why we have House of the Hive? You probably know this mission statement very well now, that the Hive is like a second home. So this is basically what our second home is made of. Made out of different compartments, which are what we call the pillars. So as you can see, House of the Hive is made out of service, social media, events, space, and effective tour. So what it means is that we need all these little compartments to make it a home. And that also explains why all these pillars that you'll be involved in is so important to us. And through being involved in all these little pillars, we create a unique and extraordinary experience for prospect members, or even just people attending the event or people coming into the space. And through that, we're able to spread our branding out through words of mouth and recommendation. To make our second home great and to set us apart from our competitors, we need to constantly be above and beyond. And these pillars help us do that. Very main and crucial part of your role is to create an extraordinary experience for people to remember. And that is through your maintenance of the space, the customer service you provide, the tour experience you give, and also the experience through being involved in event and social media. So what types of events do we have at the Hive? We have 3 different types of events. So these are the 3 types of Hive events we have. We have private events, which are space rental to members or non-members. Collaborator events, which includes listen and learn, speaker series, entrepreneur experience. Hive-owned events, which includes member breakfast, lunch, Thursday social, pin and draw. At the Hive, we're very proud of the event we hold. We even have our own event brands. Let's take a look at it. And these are all the examples of our event brands that are uniquely made from the Hive. Now let's take a look at who are in the events team and what do they do. Give you a little bit more information on who are the events team. So you have Natalie, head of events, watching over the events team. In Hong Kong, you have Lucia, the event coordinator. In Thailand, you have Brianne. In Vietnam, you have Jeffrey. And the other locations have their own designated person who are more involved in events than the others. So what is the expectation of you in events? You are required to hold at least 8 events monthly. For details, you get to learn a little more in your advanced event training. We have spoken a little bit about event and how it works with content. And social media plays a very important role in content, and let's take a look at why. Let's have a look at the chart. This chart shows you the impact of social media and how we can utilize that to reach out to places that we are not able to physically do so. So basically, you create an event page, for example. If you ask your team to click interested in going and sharing the event, it results in more posts. And by your friends' seeing the event and clicking interested in going to the event, it creates more posts about the event. And eventually it leads to collaborators sharing the event, and it leads to even more posts. And again, like with people who are connected to the collaborators, it leads to even more posts. And that is the impact of the multiplier effect. It allows us to extend ourselves to community that we're not able to extend ourselves to physically. And that allowed more people to know about us. After knowing a little more about event and knowing the impact of social media, can you name 3 reasons how social media helped us? In summary, social media helped us promote brand awareness, and in turn, it helped us with sales. It works hand in hand with event to promote ticket sales, helps with creating this strong sense of virtual community. Because event and content is such a big part of the Hive, We have different departments involved to make it amazing. And these are the departments involved. Obviously, you have the content team and the event team. What the difference is event team is responsible for everything events related, and content team is responsible for everything community related. And on top of that, you have arts team, which includes all the graphic designer for poster and Facebook banners. So how do you take part in social media? Basically, you need to take pictures in 3 different stages of an event, which is before the event, during the event, and after an event. Let's take a look at it. You will have to take pictures in different stages of an event for social media, and that includes before, during, and after. For before, you take pictures during the preparation part, what is happening behind the scene. During, you take pictures on what is happening. And you would take pictures for after post as well. That includes thank you post and EDM. Content is such a broad term. Let's look at what type of contents there are at the Hive. We have just spoken about the pictures you can take for your event post, and that is only one type of the content we have at the Hive. We have other types of content, and that includes community posts and Hive Live articles. So what is the difference between community posts and event posts? I've listed out some example here for community posts. Basically, they're posts that show how our day is like at the Hive and our relationship with our community. For event posts, we cover a little bit just now. It's basically to show the flow of an event from before, during, after to the thank you part. We have previously touched on a little bit about the expectation for event, and this is what is expected of you for content. So you are required to create at least 1 community post per week, and the deadline for the submission is every Thursday by 4 p.m. Hong Kong time. You will be required to actively share pictures on community news on Slack. You'll be required to complete event forms 5 to 6 weeks before the event and respond to all inquiries on Facebook in a timely manner. That includes comments and inbox. That is just a very brief idea of what social media is, how you can get involved, and what the expectations are. You will learn more about the technical processes in your advanced training with the content team. So this is the end of our introduction to event and content training. I hope it gives you a better understanding on why we do event and content and how do we create an experience through these pillars, who are the departments involved, and what is your part in them. So what is next for you? Please reach out to the appropriate department for advanced training. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our Week 5 catch-up.